Could everyone just close their eyes? Just please, it's so important. Everyone close their eyes. Picture this. It's the third night I'm sitting in my car with my children, nowhere to go. Outside McDonald's, Streatham, Gabby, my baby, says to me, "Mummy, why are we here? We'll be the first one up to get breakfast tomorrow, don't worry." Oh, nowhere to go, in my car, with my children, heavily pregnant. Oh, what am I going to do? Open your eyes. How I got here, my partner, the abuse, the hitting, the hurting, the pain. One day, my daughter was going to open, I looked at my daughter's eyes, I looked at Louise's eyes, and she had fear. I've never seen that fear before. And she's just about to open her mouth. And then my ex-partner grabbed my daughter. It wasn't his child, so I wasn't even scared, because I knew he wasn't going to hurt not his child. And he's running around the house with her, and I was saying, "Look, put her down, what's going on?" You know, Louise just staring in shock. And then he put Gabrielle down, and then he picked up, so he put Sade down. I've got 6 children. He put Sade down, and he picked up Gabrielle. And that's when my heart, there's any mothers in here? Who's a mother in here? My heart, can you imagine my heart is in my mouth? So I knew that's his child. And he said he could do whatever he wants with his child. I was running. My whole family was crying. We were screaming. It was just awful. Then he got my daughter and put her by the window, and I saw her feet dangling out the window. At that moment, I just went on my knees. I went on my knees, and I just said, "No, please, don't throw my baby out the window. Please, God, don't throw my baby out the window." My belly, my heart, my head, all different emotions went through me. He looked at us, and looked at all of us crying, just begging him not to hurt us or hurt my baby. And then he just put her down and said, "See, I wasn't going to hurt her anyway. You lot just go to your room." At that moment, I knew I needed to get out. Enough's enough. I knew I had to get out. That's why I found myself sitting in my car, nowhere to go. But my daughter told me the most horrendous thing a mother would never want to hear, that she was sexually abused by my partner, that he abused her. And the worst thing for me, he hit me, he bullied me. At times, I couldn't even think. I had to make sure I said the right things. If he said this, I had to think about, I need to think about this first, because I don't want him to get upset. So I had no emotions. But when my daughter told me that my ex-partner sexually abused her, that was it. I just couldn't believe it. Because I knew how it felt, because I was abused. And I knew the pain that she went through, because I went through it. And I was a mother. How can I not protect her? How come I couldn't see this? Because I was being abused. So I decided to go to Refuge. Eventually, I went to Refuge, and that was really hard for me, because I'm quite a strong person. I've had my own business. I've done quite well, and now I'm just on my face in Refuge with other women, and just not my own space. There was no rehabilitation. There was no help. So, I was there, just there in Refuge. And finally, we left Refuge, and I got my own place, and that was great. And my daughter went through a long court case, and we were just one great united family. I had my baby, and we were all happy. And, my daughter had to go for this case, and I didn't want her to go for this case. But anyway, he was found guilty, and he received 10 years in prison. And the judge said it was the worst kind of grooming he's ever seen. But now my daughter's doing really well, and she's lovely, and she goes out and tells her story just like me, and she's a chef, and all the rest of it, so it's fine. But anyway, my journey begins. I am in my place now, and I'm just quite bored and depressed, because, I'm a very active person, so I used to just go home, take my kids to school, come home, watch TV, and that's what I was doing every single day, and I was just so depressed. So I started to self-medicate myself. I thought, no, I need to get out of this depression. This is not me. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to stand here. I'm not going to stay in this place. So I started to do affirmations around the house. You're more than a conqueror. There's anything you can do. And I started to everywhere you went in my house, there was affirmations. You go to my knickers drawer, there was an affirmation. You're beautiful. You look in the bathroom, you're strong. You know, everywhere you went in my house, even today, I think I put one in my house. I think I put one in my fridge the other day, and my daughter goes, "Mum, what's that mean?" I go, don't worry about it." And basically, I went to the centre, and someone said to me, "Do you want to start a parents group?" And I said, "Okay, fine, lovely, I'll start a parents group. I've got nothing better to do." So I started a parents group, but I decided I didn't want it to be just an ordinary single parents group or parents, and I wanted to make it different. So I started an organisation called Storm, and Storm stands for Support, Trust, Opportunity, Rebuilding, Motivation. I started with 4 women, now I work with over 2,000 women. And what we do, we empower women. We get them on courses, we get them into education, we get them set up in business, we do conferences, and it's just about empowering and helping women, and to let them. My ethos is out of the darkness into the light, because I knew with myself I couldn't get no help in Refuge. I knew a lot of women go through domestic violence, and the ironic thing about it, people actually think it's a poor man's disease. That only people that live in housing estates go for domestic violence, or people on benefit just go for domestic violence. No, it isn't. I've had women come to me whose husband's a police officer and going through domestic violence. I knew a woman, her husband worked for a well-known newspaper. She was going through domestic violence. Domestic violence has no respect of person, colour, or creed. Domestic violence just happens. You don't even, it's a sudden thing, it's domestic violence. It's a sudden, you don't even know when it's happening, because when your abuser hits you, or he goes, "Sorry, you always do that. It's always my fault. You made me do that. Why do you make me do that?" Or you might go out and buy you a present. You might buy you some flowers, and you think, "Oh, he's not that bad." That's what domestic violence is. So anyway, I started this organisation, and I help many women, and many women that go through domestic violence or sexually abused. There's so many of us out there. And, I just give a thought for, other women, or a woman sitting on the road. And we're so British that we see women crying on the street, or people even crying, we just walk past them. That was me. People were walking past me. Give a thought for other people. Go and ask someone, "Are you okay? Can I help you?" Anyway, the organisation's grown so far, so great and so brilliant, and we do so much good work at Storm, and we're always looking for volunteers to come and help us. And another thing, I just wanted to be a voice for people that go through stuff. I want to be the voice for them, because a lot of people suffer in silence. A lot of people go home, just think that someone goes home and they're scared to go home. It got to a stage when I was scared to go home, when I just used to look at the window and thought, "What now?" I'm scared to go home, And, who would have thought 11 years ago, me, Marie Hanson, dyslexic, sitting in my car, and now I'm a counsellor for Wandsworth. Who would have thought that could happen? But it can happen. Please do not suffer in silence. Thank you very much.